So what I'm about to say affects very few of you because most of you took care of business. But if you're one of those students who did not finish the chapter 1 through 8 KIAs, you have till tonight. Tonight, I remove all of those KIAs. So if you don't have them and you're thinking, I'll just do them this week, nope. Tonight is it. After this, it's just a 0. I'm sorry, this doesn't fit the SHS way. That's right, because this is not a Somerset course. This is a U of M course. If, by the way, if you decide to drop the course but stay in this class for the high school credit, great. Then you could keep doing them as often as you want and get the best score and all that crap. But here you are in the U of M course, so different rules apply. Okay, so tomorrow you come here, and it's really up to you whether you want to do the objective or the essay. Doesn't matter. You just have to be done with everything by the end of the day, Friday. So that also means that let's say that you have some flex time and you're not quite done. Can you come in here and work on it? Absolutely. That'd be great. Even if I'm teaching a class, so what? You're delightful people. The more I see you, the better my day is. Yes, dear.
So we can do that on any of the days on Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday?
Right. Yep, come on in. And I even had students who in previous years wanted to show up here like about 7:15, 7:30 and get 40 minutes to work on it. Awesome. Just let me know.
Can we come in during advisory?
What's wrong with you? Of course. I didn't mean that.
Oh, no, I know.
Yes, certainly. You can come in during advisory, right? And I'm a freshman advisor, so I actually have advisory 3 times a day. 3 times I love the way you say that. With the freshmen, yes. So mods 1, well, not mod 1, but the advisory at the beginning of the day, the advisory at the end of the day, and then for me, mod 11, every day of the week, mod 11 is my freshman advisory in the middle of the day. Come on in. No, they're actually kind of delightful. The freshmen are like still scared of me. They still think that I'm, mean and stuff. So they're delightful, right? Eventually they figure it out, like he's all bark, no bite, which is great. Okay. Before I continue, any questions on how it all works and stuff? Is it difficult? I have found that the first test is the one that students have traditionally struggled with the most because you don't know what I'm looking for. You don't know the procedure. You don't know. But you can do it. I've had kids ace it. Right?
You should. No, I don't study for anything ever.
All right. Well, let's see how that strategy works.
Well, I mean,
Go ahead.
If I have class like at the end of the day tomorrow, can I come in like in the morning?
Right. So that's also available for all of you. I have CIS twice a day, every day of the week for an hour, 2 hours a day. I'm teaching CIS.
Wow.
Come on to both if you want. Great. And by the way, that includes if you have a schedule where, gee, you wish you could go to the other CIS because something else is going, fine. I have no problem with that. Just show up. The schedule allows me to allow you to do that. Block A.
So you said that the questions are like mostly prompts, not the kids.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. 1/3 of the objective tests are prompt based. That's not most.
So 1/3 of each of the tests?
7 questions on every.
1/3 of each of the tests, and as a result, 1/3.
Okay. Because there are 3 tests, right? So
Yeah, I know, but it's 1/3 of each, which means it's 1/3 overall.
All right. Whoa. Oh, are we gonna get our papers back and like corrected so we can see what we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So it takes me a long time. I don't know if this is true, but I actually read your essays,
Oh.
every word.
You don't know if it's true.
I don't know if other teachers do. I was once like you, a student, and I knew I could figure out like, okay, that's the teacher that doesn't read anything. And I know this little game. I had a student a couple years ago in this class who wrote this, Mr. Potter, if you're still reading this, check this box. And I did. I checked the box. She was blown away. All right, so I actually read these things multiple times. The first time I read them, I put them in one of a number of piles. Awesome, pretty good, ugh.
That's boring.
And then I reread them, a close read, and I write commentary. I will fill your books with commentary. That's why it takes a while for you to get these back.
Will we have it back before the next blue book?
Yes, certainly. And then you get to look at them, but then I have to collect them because I have to send them off to the U of M as evidence that I'm doing my job. Okay. Any other questions about the week? There is a little bit of content that we have to cover, but this is it. This one little slide here, I'll be done in 5 minutes, and then you'll have the rest of the hour to do whatever you need to do. Okay, whatever. The thing I do not want to happen is for you to ask for a blue book tomorrow and then open it up and stare at the thing like, okay, now what do I do? If that's you tomorrow, why didn't you think about that 24 hours ago? Like now. Make it so that when you get that blue book, you're opening up and you're starting to write that thing. You know what to do. You know what to do. Make sure that that's true by preparing for it now.
We can't take the test first.
Certainly you can. Yeah, absolutely. You can take the objective first or the essay first. You don't even have to finish the objective. You could say, I'm done for now. Save it for later. Work on your essay. Great. What I do not want, I'll answer you. I don't want this though. You start the objective and you answer 5 or 6 questions. Then you stop. Then you study some more. And then you go back. No. If you're starting that objective test, finish that thing for the day and then go ahead and work on your blue book essay or something. It's not one question. Can I study some more? Then one more question. Can I study? No. What?
Can I retake the CIS to help study?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, the keys are available to all of you without fear of you bombing the thing. Who cares? You already did them, most of you. So your scores are recorded. Go in there and take them all in if you want, with no fear of, it has no impact on your grade, right? It's purely formative. Anything else? I suspect you'll have questions that pop up over the course of the hour, and you'll have every opportunity to come and ask me. But let's finish, right? We got to end the Revolutionary War. Okay, so the last major battle, the one that ended it, was the Battle of Yorktown. Now, are you like me? When I was your age, I thought Yorktown was New York. That they called it Yorktown, I don't know, because I don't know. It's not. Yorktown is in Virginia. New York is not in Virginia. New York is in New York. It's in Virginia, Yorktown. This red line represents the path of the cannons. What cannons?
Cannons they stole.
The cannons that the Americans captured from Fort Sakala. Remember? I told you, those were the weapons of mass destruction of the time. And Washington had them now. And with those 100 or so cannons, he chases the British Army, who don't have 100 cannons. He's chasing them. And the British believed that at Yorktown, the British Navy would pick them up and escape to the Caribbean, where the British controlled lands, and they'd be able to reorganize and attempt again to defeat the American military. So the British military, the British Army, is fleeing from Washington. They get to Yorktown. They expect the British fleet will be waiting here. The Navy, the British Navy, will be waiting there to pick them up. And when they get there, the British Navy is not there. Do you know who's there? No. The French Navy. I'm about to say something you will probably never hear in this class again. The British defeated the French. No, God, I messed it up. The French Navy defeated the British Navy in a battle. So the French Navy took on the British Navy, beat them, and went into and waited for the British at Yorktown. So the British now are facing the French Navy in front of them and the American army behind them. They're stuck. So they surrendered. In effect, ending the Revolutionary War. The British surrender, specifically a guy by the name of Cornwallis. He's a British commanding officer. His name is Cornwallis. He would be the second British commanding officer that we have met. Do you remember the other one? Anyone remember the other one? His name was Burgoyne. He lost to Gates at Fort Saltana, Alzatama. So we have Burgoyne losing to Gates, and we have Cornwallis surrendering to George Washington. By the way, I do believe specifically he had the choice of surrendering to the French or the Americans, and he intentionally surrenders to the Americans. They're not going to surrender to the French. No. At least surrendering to the Americans, we have fellow British colonist-y sort of kind of people that were surrendered. We did not surrender to the French. Okay? Which led to the signing of this treaty. The Treaty of Paris, 783. This is the second Treaty of Paris. Does anyone remember the previous Treaty of Paris? Yes, very good. The previous Treaty of Paris was the Treaty of Paris 763, where the French surrendered all claims to land in North America except Haiti, and they retained fishing rights off the coast of Newfoundland. Does that sound familiar? It should. This is another Treaty of Paris, 20 years later. This is not even the last Treaty of Paris. In the future, we'll study this thing called World War I. Anyone know the name of the treaty that ended World War I? Are you where you're supposed to be? Are you where you're supposed to be on the computer? I don't think so. Something tells me you're not. Okay. The treaty that ended World War I. Yes?
Treaty of Versailles.
Yes, the Treaty of Versailles. Versailles is a suburb of Paris. It's the Treaty of Paris. Versailles, by the way, I've been there. It's got this huge castle and this, any of you Harry Potter fans, in the fourth book, the maze, okay. That maze in the book is based on the actual maze at Versailles. I went in that thing. I gave up. I was in the middle, like, I can't get out. I cannot get out of this maze. This cute little French girl, she's about this big, she's about 8 years old. She saw me sitting on the ground. She took my hand and led me out. I will help you, monsieur. She walked right over. Like, I'm an idiot. Okay, anyway. My friends, this is the legal document that created the United States of America. Not the Declaration, not the Constitution. This is the document that created the United States. All the Declaration did was say that the U.S. was an independent nation. That's like me saying, well, I'm the world's tallest person because I said I am. Just because you say something does not make it so. Do you think when the Americans wrote the Declaration, all the nations of the world like, oh, look at that. All right, the U.S. is a thing. Because they said they were. Nope. This is the document. which means that we started as a nation in 1783, not 1776. Which, if you ask the typical American, when were we born? 1776. No, wrong. 1783. We are 7 years younger than most people think we are as a nation. The end. Don't worry about that. The end. This concludes Unit 1.
A whole new level of anxiety just starts.
236
How many years do we have?
years old.
That's how old we are? And everyone else thinks we're actually 243. Well, I told you, I remember being in a parade when I was, 6 years old.
How many years?
July 4th, 1976, when everyone is saying, yeah, we're celebrating the 200-year anniversary of America. Now, I didn't know it at the time because I was 6, but that's wrong. At that moment, we were only 193 years old. Okay.
Legally, probably.
Legally, as in a treaty is a recognized document.
But
That's why this created the United States. All the Declaration did was say, we are a nation. Nobody recognized it. Okay. This is the document where it was recognized by Britain, by France, by the U.S. itself, right? Suddenly those 13 colonies are instantly states. Just like that. Okay. Anyone else with questions about content? Okay. This class, now that we are in our long days, this class is over at 11:47. Look at that. Over a half hour of you thinking about your Blue Book essay, studying your notes. Go ahead and take KIAs as a good way of studying. That's great. The tutoring center is open. There they are, ready and waiting for you. What's up?
In the tutoring center, is it cool if we work in there until we have a question, or?
No, I think that's fine. Anyone else?
The Kias that we're taking tomorrow are like pretty much the same thing as what we took before then, right? Like the same kind of questions and stuff.
The KIAs that you take this week are based on notes we took in class. The exams!
Oh,
Online exams,
Jesus. Yeah.
okay? All right. Accomplish.
Yeah, okay, so